Time for some horror book recs. I don't have enough hands for this, so the books are going to lay on the titty. Short stories written by a Latina author. This was translated from Spanish. The stories in here get pretty weird, pretty gross. Some of them are great. Some of them I didn't mess with so much, but you might definitely have a good time because they get dark really fast. A lot of Latina main characters, and a lot of stories in here are rooted in culture. I feel like a lot of people don't know where to start with Stephen Graham Jones. So I usually recommend starting with Mapping the Interior because it's a short novella and it really lets you get to know his flavor before you dive into something that's a little bit chonkier. A young boy who's grieving the loss of his father. One of my favorite things in horror is grief horror, so a couple of these things on this list are in that rec. This falls into that. What's he willing to do to be able to see the spirit of his father that he thinks is visiting him at night? Fisherman by John Langan is my favorite grief horror. This one is just really sad. It's cosmic, it's strange. We're following this older white dude who's reeling from the loss of his wife from years ago. He ends up making a friend who's also dealing with the loss of his wife. So it's these two older men who are just trying to find a hobby to fill the void that's left in their hearts from the loss of their spouses. And so they decide to go fishing. But they might just be the bait for something cosmic, and it's really sad. The Monk is my favorite classic horror. I'm definitely due for a reread of this. Super dark and messed up religious trauma. For me, the ending was satisfying in the way that things kind of spiral downhill. Go into this knowing that it was written a couple hundred years ago, so it does not stand the test of time. It's messed up. I really liked The Haunting of Alejandra. This one follows a woman who is experiencing a loss of identity after becoming a mother, but also losing her culture and trying to reconnect with her culture. Ended up marrying an American white dude, and she's raising children that are half Mexican and half white. And so she wants to make sure that her kids understand their Mexican heritage. But at the same time, they're being haunted by La Llorona. So there's that. Personally, I found this a lot of fun. And this one, okay, this one I feel like is either super loved or super disliked. And I know that it's intimidating AF because it's like 700, 800 pages, but it's mixed media. And this is one of the best mixed media fictions that I've ever read. It is cosmic. Definitely think that its weakest point is the female characters in here and the way that they're written, because it's all about the toxic masculinity that is manifested by these men's choices. But again, that's like kind of the point. To me, this was so fun and probably also time for a reread.